The 8-2 Fighting Illini are now ranked number 12 in the country, and they still control their own destiny in the Big Ten West. The mighty Wisconsin Badgers, the remaining undefeated team in the Big Ten West, is all that stands between Illinois and holding the keys to the Big Ten championship in their lap. Welcome back to the Illinois Fighting Illini Dynasty. The number 3, 10-0 Wisconsin Badgers come to Memorial Stadium to face off against the number 12, 8-2 Illinois Fighting Illini. This is a big game with high stakes on the line. For the second year in a row, these two teams will be facing off with Big Ten championship implications at stake. The winner of this game will control its own destiny in the Big Ten West and will more than likely be playing in Indianapolis in the Big Ten championship game here in a couple weeks. The list of prospects visiting today: Keenan Norman, Andy Parks, and Bill McDonald highlight the handful of recruits that Illinois will be looking to make big impressions on. This is a big recruiting class for Illinois that will determine the future trajectory of this program. Illinois wins the toss and elects to defer to the second half, so Reggie Mathis will send us underway here from Champaign. It's a late afternoon game, and by the second half we will be fading away into the night as it's primetime football here at Memorial Stadium. The crowd is packed, it's a sellout, and these guys are ready to go. Graham Mertz, the starting quarterback for the Badgers, a fifth-year senior. He has been prolific all season long, one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country, and he leads the number 3 ranked offense onto the field. Mertz will hand it off to Julius Davis, who gets the ball, and the power running back goes up for 4 yards. This Wisconsin offensive line is one of the best in the country, if not the best in the country, and they like to pound the rock with Julius Davis. But that time, Patrick Coleman came through and got to Davis in the backfield. And now it's 3rd down and 10. This Illinois defense ranked number 2 in the country. A very good defense in its own right, but this time Mertz will find Hayden Rucci over the middle, and Wisconsin converts and picks up the first down. This is strength on strength here. Wisconsin continuing to work from the I formation. It's going to be a play action, and Mertz will dump it off to Green, and Green puts down a stiff arm, and he's finally going to be brought down after an 8-yard reception. And now it's going to be 2nd and 2. We jump ahead a play now. It's 3rd down and 1. Mertz is going to do another play action here, looking to throw, and he's got a wide open Dyke over the middle. And for the second time in a row, Wisconsin converts on 3rd down, and now they are across midfield. Mertz working out of the shotgun this time. He's going to pitch it out to Davis, and Davis, looking to get to the outside, will only get 2 yards. So now quickly we're facing another 3rd down and 7 situation. This time Illinois looking to get off the field. Mertz is going to drop back, dumps it off over the middle for Dyke, and he's going to be wrapped up by Darren Robinson. Great play there by Robinson, and that forces Wisconsin to settle for the field goal attempt. This one about a 47-yarder, and that one is hooking, and it's off the upright, and it's good. Wow, that one hit the left upright and bounced in. And Wisconsin picks up a little bit of break there. They're up 3-0. A little bit of action here in the Big Ten. Over in the East, we talked about on the previous video, Penn State controls its own destiny there, and they're 1 win away from winning the Big Ten Eastern Division. Of course, Penn State and Michigan have their eyes on this game right here. Kyron Cumbie will look to dance to the outside on the kickoff return, and Cumbie scampers out of bounds. We've yet to see a kickoff return touchdown for Kyron Cumbie this season. Something that we're not used to seeing, as Kyron Cumbie has had at least 3 kickoff return touchdowns every season thus far in this dynasty. But now we jump ahead now for the offense. It's now 3rd down and 3 as Deuce Spann and them take the field for the first time this afternoon. Hayden gets the ball and picks up a hole to the outside. And Hayden will go up for 12 yards. Chase Hayden, his 2nd rush. And now we jump ahead a play as Illinois is across midfield. 2nd down and 7 now. Spann dropping back into the shotgun. Illinois sporting 5 wide. Wisconsin sends the heat as Spann fires over the middle looking for Hayden. And that's incomplete. That was good defense there from Wisconsin. 3rd down and 7 now. Span looking to throw. He fires it quickly for Reggie Love in the flats, and Love gets stuffed for no gain. Good play there from Wisconsin, and now it's 4th down and 7, and Deal sends the offense back out on the field. Illinois doesn't want to fall behind in this game. Span looking to draw Wisconsin off sides, and they're going to snap the ball. Span rolling to his right, and he stops, fires, and he hits Kyron Cumby towards the sideline. Cumby puts down a stiff arm, and Cumby is into the red zone. What a play. Kyron Cumby came across the field on a slant route, and Deuce Span had to roll out to his right to buy more time, and eventually that speed from Cumby was no match for Wisconsin, and Cumby broke loose and put down a really good stiff arm there. Nice job all around there from Illinois. 1st and 10 now from inside the 20. Span's going to roll out to his left with a lot of green ahead of him, and he slides down over the middle of the field. And they're going to say he's just short of the 1st down, but now Illinois has it at the 8-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Hayden, and Hayden goes upfield, picks up the 1st down as he takes a big hit there. And now Illinois is facing 1st and goal from the 5. They would love to punch it in here. Span keeps it himself on the read option, and he is in. Touchdown, Illinois. How about that? The Illini offense marches down the field on their first drive of the game, and they punch the #1 defense in the country right in the mouth. Deuce Span has just scored his 5th consecutive touchdown for Illinois on the ground. It's unbelievable. Span had an amazing game last week against Purdue, scoring all 5 touchdowns on the ground. And he has yet another one here against Wisconsin. What a weapon he has been in the red zone for this Illini offense. But now this Wisconsin offense is back on the field. And 2nd down and 2, Mertz will fire it out for Dyke on a screen. And Shamari Dyke will power his way up for a 1st down. Into the 2nd quarter now. Fresh set of downs for the Badgers. Mertz is going to drop back. And he's going to fire all the way to the outside. And he's got Stephen Bracey. 19 yards and a 1st down for Wisconsin. 2nd down and 8 now as we jump ahead of play. Mertz is going to hand it off to Davis, and Davis finds a hole and will go up for 5 yards. You can see this Wisconsin offensive line having no trouble opening up big holes for Julius Davis against this stout Illini defensive front. On 3rd down and 3, it's going to be a counter play to the left side, and Davis has got room all the way down the left side. And that's a 30-yard rushing gain on the ground. Look at the blocking for Wisconsin downfield, and that's why Wisconsin has one of the best ground attacks in the entire country. 1st and goal now from the 6-yard line. Wisconsin continues to operate from the I formation. Mertz is going to drop back to throw, and he fires it out for Davis, and that's a 5-yard loss. That pass was going backwards, and I'm not sure what the outcome was supposed to be there, as James will get it at this time over the middle, and he dances around Patrick Coleman and will pick up 8 yards. So now Wisconsin's back in business. 3rd and goal from about the 3-yard line. They're going to do a handoff to Davis, and Davis goes to the right, but he's brought down in the backfield. Another stop by Illinois, and it's Darren Robinson again. 2 clutch plays by the Illinois strong safety. And the 2nd-year starter will force Wisconsin to settle for another field goal attempt. This one is an easy chip shot that's up and good. But Wisconsin now is down 1. 2 drives for Wisconsin and 2 field goals. But they are still down in this game. Illinois was able to punch it on their first drive. And if you're Illinois, that's exactly what you want to see so far out of your defense. They want to keep Wisconsin out of the end zone. And in this type of game with these 2 defenses, that difference could end up being monumental down the road towards the end of the game. 3rd down and 5 now as we jump ahead on the ensuing drive. Span making changes at the line. And Span has time to throw, and he dumps it off to Hayden, who's wide open over the middle. And Hayden will pick up the 1st down. Good job by Hayden to get open. And that's his first reception of the game. We jump ahead a couple plays now as it's 3rd down and 9. Illinois looking to continue this drive here. Span making adjustments at the line once again. He looks to his left and he fires into traffic, and it's hauled in by Cumbie. That's a first down. What a play by Cumbie once again. I don't know how Cumbie came down with this one, as he was basically double covered, and that was a ballsy throw by Deuce Span there. But Cumbie, not known for being a possession wide receiver, goes up and mosses a couple Badger defenders. And Kyron Cumbie, a big part of a couple fourth down and third down conversions so far for Illinois. 1st and 10 now after the Hayden run. They do a jet sweep for Cumbie. And Cumbie this time couldn't be the hero, as that's going to be a 3-yard loss. Chris Dennis there with the tackle for loss, and it's 2nd down and 13 now. Illinois looking to get across midfield here. Span's going to look to throw as he rolls out to his left. And Span being chased, fires it out at the last second for James Frenchie Jr., and that's a 10-yard gain. Great job there by Deuce Span, and now a much more manageable 3rd down and 3. You figure once again it's going to be 4-down territory here for Illinois. It's going to be Span on a keeper, and Span goes up the middle and will pick up the 1st down. Great job by Deuce Span once again. This Illinois offense having no trouble moving the ball, and they have done a good job converting on 3rd and 4th down thus far. We are very quickly here approaching halftime, as it's 2nd down and 10. Span will bail out to his left once again, and he's going to stop and fire downfield. He lofts it for Cumbie, and Cumbie hauls it in. What a catch by Cumbie. He looks like he got hurt as he took a huge shot on that play. And wow, what a throw from Span. He lollipopped that one downfield, and normally you don't want to do that, but Cumbie hauled it in. Kyron Cumbie, what a handful of great plays he has made thus far. Illinois now is bleeding out the clock here as they're inside the 5. They give it to Hayden, and Hayden will be stuffed. 2nd and goal now from about the 4, and thankfully for Cumbie, he only had the wind knocked out of him, so he'll be back in the game here shortly. But we are approaching halftime now. Wisconsin's not calling their timeouts, and Illinois is bleeding the clock down here. They snap it and give it to Reggie Love, and Love finds a wide open hole, and he is in. Touchdown, Illinois. 2 for 2 on touchdown scoring drives for Illinois. The Reggie Mathis PAT is up and in, and the Illini have taken an 8-point lead. What a start from Illinois. Both offenses are grounding and pounding, and this half flew by as Wisconsin will get the ball back now with just 18 seconds to go. And they're going to hand it off to Davis as Davis goes up the middle. And he's going to pick up a 1st down, and now Wisconsin decides to use their timeouts. So maybe Wisconsin figures they can try to get something out of this here. Illinois does get the ball to start the 2nd half, so the Illini are in a good spot here. James gets the reception. That goes for 9, and Wisconsin calls another timeout. Mertz is yet to throw an incomplete pass here. 10 seconds to go. Wisconsin still needs to get around the 30-yard line of Illinois to get into field goal range. James gets it once again over the middle, and Wisconsin's up to the Illini 47. 6 seconds remain here, and Mertz is going to hurry the offense back up to the line of scrimmage here. Mertz is going to not spike the ball, and with 2 seconds they snap it. He drops back, and he's going to fire downfield, and it's knocked away by Daniel Edwards. Great play by Daniel Edwards, who was in man coverage. And the half comes to an end. Illinois is winning this game 14-6 on the number 3 team in the country. What a half of football for Illinois. Believe it or not, they have only had 2 offensive drives this entire half. And both of those drives, Illinois marched down the field and scored touchdowns, bled a ton of clock. Wisconsin as well, they had their first 2 drives, took up a lot of time, but they settled for field goals, and that's the big difference here. That's why Illinois is winning this game by 8 points. And now the Illini get the ball to start the 2nd half. So far, the game plan has worked, and all the concerns we had about Illinois being tired and being not ready to play this game after being battle-tested are showing up to not be true here, as Illinois is taking it to Wisconsin And now, after that Hayden run, it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Spann is going to change the play at the line of scrimmage. And Hayden will get the ball up the middle as he's got a huge hole, and he trips as he tries to break free. And he's brought down across midfield. Chase Hayden, 58 yards on the ground. He's had some nice runs, per usual. And Illinois has not had much problem running the ball in this Wisconsin defense. Spann drops back here on 2nd down and 9. And he finds DeLayvin Campbell. That goes for 6 yards. Another 3rd down and short situation here for the Illini offense. Spann is going to bring Cumbie inside. And they're going to give it to Kyron Cumbie. And he finds a hole up the middle and will get the 1st down. Kyron Cumbie has been a great weapon here utilized today. And now Illinois looking to score once again. Spann will set up a screen for Chase Hayden. And Hayden picks up a nice block downfield. And he's going to be out of bounds near the 23. Great block there by Kevin Tyler, the right guard, downfield. And now it's 1st down and 10. Spann is going to keep it himself on a designed QB run. And Spann trying to weave through traffic, stumbles, but he lunges forward and picks up 7 yards. 31 on the ground for Deuce Spann, who's shown an impressive ability on the ground as a runner. Reggie Love gets the handoff this time, and that'll go for a 1st down, giving Hayden the breather here. So now 1st down and 10. Illinois threatening to make this a 2-score lead. Spann fires to the left side, and he's got Patrick Bryant. Touchdown, Illinois. How about these Illini? They are taking it to Wisconsin and punching them in the mouth. That's the first passing touchdown Illinois has had in quite some time. And Patrick Bryant hauls it in. Illinois is now up 21-6 on Wisconsin here. And now the Badgers get the ball midway through the 3rd quarter. Mertz will drop back and dump it off to Rucci, who breaks a tackle. And Rucci, a big-bodied tight end that's hard to bring down, will go for 6 yards. And now Wisconsin is in a little bit of trouble here. They're down by 15 on the road against the 12th-ranked team. Wisconsin is a team that went undefeated last year in the regular season and won the Big Ten. And they played Auburn for the national championship. And they're looking to repeat again as Big Ten champions for the 2nd year in a row. And Mertz will fire over the middle here on 3rd down and 6. And it's actually going to be incomplete. What a play by Patrick Coleman to knock that one out. Patrick Coleman in zone. Knocks that one out at the last second, and Wisconsin punts the ball away. What a stop by Illinois. Big plays being made on both sides of the ball for Illinois. Hayden will get the ball here on 1st and 10 and powers his way for 5 yards. This game is continuing to fly by here as both offenses dominating on the ground. 3rd down and 4 now as we jump ahead of play for Illinois. Spann looking to throw, and he's going to be chased and brought down. That's a sack. That goes for a 9-yard loss, and Leo Chenal flew across the field and got the Spann. And that's one of the reasons why this Wisconsin defense is #1 in the country. They have playmakers like Chenal who fly across the field, and that time Spann had just no time to throw the ball away. Illinois punts the ball away here, and Berger will get it, and Berger breaks a tackle, and he's up past the 40. He breaks another tackle, and he's across midfield. Great punt return from Jalen Berger, but now a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. And as I mentioned on the previous drive for Wisconsin, they're in desperation mode. 2nd down and 6. They do a drop play for Julius Davis, and that gets snuffed. Seth Coleman with the big tackle there, and Seth Coleman making his appearance well known. And now Mertz will fire it to Bracey here on 3rd and 7, but Bracey breaks away from the defense, and he's brought down from behind. Stephen Bracey somehow got behind the Illini defense there, and Wisconsin picks up another big conversion there. So now Wisconsin's looking to get into the end zone and make this a 1-score game. Davis will get the handoff, and Davis is powering his way downfield, and he goes for 13 yards. Wisconsin now is really flexing its muscles and shows why this is one of the more high-powered offenses in the country. 1st down and 10 now as the 3rd quarter is coming to a close. They're going to do a handoff to Davis once again. And Davis fighting up the middle. That'll go for 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 now as we enter the 4th quarter. Mertz under center is going to send Hayden Rucci across the field in motion. He's going to drop back. And Mertz is dancing around, and that ball comes out the last second, and it's incomplete. Looked like Mertz had a running lane if he wanted to, but that ball came out the last second, and Illinois catches a break. 3rd down and 4 now, and Davis is going to run it to the outside, and he's going to get to the edge and pick up the 1st down. Good run by Julius Davis, who Wisconsin is really leaning on so far in this game. 1st and goal now from the 3. Davis gets it once again. He tries to bounce outside for the 2nd play in a row, and this time Illinois is ready for it. Calvin Hart, his 1st tackle in the backfield tonight. And can this Illini defense hold up in the red zone once again? Mertz is going to look to pitch it out, and he dances around a defender. He pitches it out for Berger, and somehow Wisconsin avoided a big loss, but Berger was brought down. And so now it's 3rd down and goal once again from the 3. Can this Illini defense hold up? It's going to be a handoff to Davis, and Illinois wasn't quite set defensively. And Davis gets a wide open hole over the middle. And so now Wisconsin cuts it to 9. That's the first time getting into the end zone tonight here in the 4th quarter. Wisconsin now is going to go for 2 to try to make this a 7-point game. This is a big 2-point conversion here. If Wisconsin doesn't get this, it's still a 2-score game. Mertz is going to drop back. He fires to the right, and he's got Rucci, and the 2-point conversion is good. Wow, Wisconsin with a good play call there. They got Rucci to the outside, and Patrick Coleman wasn't fast enough to get there, and Wisconsin now cuts it down to 7 points. Kyron Cumby will get the ensuing kickoff here. And Cumby's going down the left side of the field, and he makes a man miss. And Kyron Cumby has got room. And how about this? Kyron Cumby, his 1st kickoff return touchdown of the season. What a time for Kyron Cumby to break loose and put Illinois back with a 2-score lead. I had mentioned earlier how we hadn't seen him take one to the house yet this season, and he finally does it here in the 4th quarter, right after a Wisconsin touchdown. How about that? The Badgers have to be stunned now. We're back to a 14-point game. That was a huge kickoff return on special teams from Cumby. And now Wisconsin, the offense is back out on the field. Davis gets the handoff, and he only goes for 2 yards. Wisconsin now can't afford to keep relying on Julius Davis on the ground. They have to start throwing the ball and score quickly. 3rd down and 7 now as Mertz has all day to throw, and he takes too much time, and that ball is incomplete as Shimon Cooper gets to him. Great play by Shimon Cooper, and Wisconsin will have to punt it away. A 3-and-out for Wisconsin, and Kyron Cumby will get the punt return here, and Cumby gets a 10-yard return out of that. Illinois is in control of this game. 4 minutes and 36 seconds to go here, and they will look to just hand it off to Hayden and run some clock. Hayden goes for 8 yards, and it's now 3rd down and 2. This would be a big 1st down here for Illinois, looking to just bleed this clock out. Spann letting the play clock run down, and Hayden will bounce it to the outside, and Hayden will stay in bounds and pick up the 1st down. This is Illinois offensively at its best here. 1st down and 10 now. Spann will give it to Hayden, who goes to the right side, and Hayden cuts back upfield, and he's going to be brought down. And the clock will continue to run. Eventually, Wisconsin's going to have to start calling its timeouts. But now Illinois is in field goal range, and they can make this a 3-score game. Hayden gets the ball up the middle as he makes a beautiful cut. And now that'll go for a 1st down. 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go here. And Spann continuing to let the clock wind down. It's going to be another handoff. This time it's Reggie Love, and Reggie Love will go outside and pick up 4 yards. And now Wisconsin will burn its 1st timeout. Wisconsin is in trouble here. Illinois threatening to make this a 3-score game. Hayden will get the ball, and he goes to the outside. He gets around a defender, and he lowers the shoulder and picks up the 1st down. Chase Hayden carrying Illinois on his back once again. Timeout Wisconsin, 2 minutes to go here in this game. Hayden will get the rock once again, and that'll go for 3 yards, and Wisconsin burns its final timeout. Now if you're Illinois, 2 minutes to go in this game, and the Illini are on the verge of beating Wisconsin for the first time in this dynasty. Wisconsin is the only team in the Big Ten West that Coach Deal has not beaten thus far, and this would be a big hurdle to overcome for this program. It's 3rd down and 5 as Spann will go into the victory formation and kneel it down. There will still be some time on the clock, however, but I think Illinois is just going to let this bleed out as long as possible. 35 seconds to go, and Illinois will call a timeout, milking this clock out. And now Illinois will set up for a field goal here. This was important because this will make it a 3-score lead. However, Wisconsin's hopes are pretty dire anyhow. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. Illinois now can sense it. They are 32 seconds away from knocking off the number 3 Wisconsin Badgers and being 1 win away from going to the Big Ten championship game. Mertz will fire to the outside, and he hits Julius Davis, and that goes for no gain. And now this game is pretty much all but over. Wisconsin now on 2nd down and 10. Mertz will drop back and fire it to Davis, and Davis is going to be brought down in the open field. Can't state enough how important this is for Illinois' program. Coach Deal, in his 3rd season, is now on the verge of beating Wisconsin, and he has now beaten every single team in the Big Ten West. Wisconsin now, after that spike, is going to punt the ball away. You want to talk about waving the white flag. 8 seconds remain, and Deuce Spann and the Illini offense will take it for one more kneel down, and this game is over. The Illinois Fighting Illini have beaten 3 undefeated teams in a row. Number 5 Nebraska, number 4 Purdue, and now number 3 Wisconsin go down. Illinois has gone through one of the toughest divisions in college football, and they now sit atop the Big Ten West. Illinois is 1 win away from going to the Big Ten championship game in Season 3. What a game for Illinois. The game plan went to absolute perfection. Illinois needed to play a perfect, clean game, and that's exactly what they did. Unbelievable what this team and what this program has accomplished here in just 3 seasons. And we're not done yet. Illinois still needs to beat Northwestern next week, and they'll be heading to the Big Ten championship game. But they just beat 3 consecutive top 5 teams in a row. That's something that I don't think a lot of programs can say they have done in their history, and these Illini have just done it. Deuce Spann, one of the biggest reasons for this late season stretch by the Illini. The move to put Spann at quarterback mid-season has really paid off for Illinois. He had a good game, 10 of 15 with a touchdown pass. Graham Mertz, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. His final time playing Illinois at the collegiate level, he only throws for 124 yards in this Illini defense that's one of the best in the country, if not the best. Very debatable. They shut him down. Julius Davis, one of the best running backs in the country, 23 of 90 and a touchdown on the ground. He's averaging over 120 yards per game, so Illinois was able to hold him under that clip. And Illinois just all around did such a great job tonight. Chase Hayden, 19 for 106. Illinois was really reliant on Hayden as well. And that's exactly what Illinois wanted, as they really wanted to make sure they got out to a lead in this game and were able to use their strength of handing the ball off to him on the ground to help them win this game. Kyron Cumby had such a big day, 3 for 74, but all 3 of those catches were just monumental catches. Kyron Cumby really impressed me today. He really stepped it up, and for a guy that's only 5'8", 186 pounds, he really made some catches and made it seem like he was 6'4", 230. Wisconsin, on the other hand, Cliff James led the team in receptions. Shamari Dyke had a couple receptions as well. But overall, Illinois was able to hold those guys in check. Defensively for Illinois, Shaman Cooper had a great game. He led the team with tackles. Patrick Coleman as well. I thought both Illinois linebackers did a really good job in this game. Just fantastic football from Illinois defensively, as we have seen all season long. And though nothing really pops out on the stat sheet, these guys held the number 3 offense in the country to just 14 points, and they were just fantastic. And this defense has really been the big strength of this team. And how about a little shout out to Kyron Cumby? 3 kickoff returns, 146 yards, and a touchdown. Kyron Cumby, what was basically the game sealer there in the fourth quarter. That really swung this game when Wisconsin was starting to gain a little momentum there in the fourth quarter. What a day for him. Illinois, all across the board here, they edged out Wisconsin in first downs, rushing, passing, no turnovers for Illinois, and they dominated time of possession. That is what Illinois set out to do. That was part of the game plan, and they executed it perfectly. As far as players of the game, who else but Kyron Cumby, 3 for 74 receiving, and then of course the big kickoff return touchdown. Shaman Cooper defensively for Illinois with his 10 tackles. He was flying all over the field and makes some huge plays. What a day for Illinois, and they have gotten that Wisconsin monkey off their back. The new top 25 polls are out now. Clemson and Notre Dame are now 1 and 2, the only undefeated teams left in college football, and there's Illinois sitting at number 7. They are the highest ranked multi-loss team in college football to this point. A lot of SEC teams there with multiple losses just behind Illinois. A big reason why Illinois is not ranked higher is, of course, that loss to Missouri. And once again, Missouri just does not fare well in the SEC, and that really is a big blemish on Illinois' resume. It was the same story last year as Illinois lost to Missouri, and Missouri had a very poor record. They didn't even make a bowl game. And that's one of the big reasons why Illinois is really being held back. It just makes you wonder, if Illinois had beaten Missouri early on in the season and they were 10-1, they'd probably be a top 4 or top 3 team in the country right now. But now the Big Ten standings are out. Illinois has not clinched the Big Ten West yet, but they own the head-to-head over Wisconsin. And Wisconsin plays Purdue in the final week, so if Illinois beats Northwestern next week, they win the Big Ten West. If Illinois were to lose, however, and Wisconsin were to beat Nebraska, then Wisconsin would still win the Big Ten West. And if Illinois were to lose and Purdue were to beat Wisconsin, then there would be a 3-way tiebreaker. And I'm not really sure what would happen in that scenario. I'd have to look at the details of the tiebreakers, but hopefully we don't have to worry about that because Northwestern is a very poor team this season. But anyhow, looking over here at the Big Ten East, Penn State controls its own destiny. Penn State, who we saw earlier on in the season, they have to play Indiana. If they win, they go to the Big Ten Championship. And then Michigan, looking at their schedule here, Michigan needs to beat Ohio State and hope that Penn State loses to Indiana. And then Michigan would go to the Big Ten Championship. So the Illini and the Nittany Lions both control their own destinies in their respective divisions. And if both those teams win, we could see a rematch in the Big Ten Championship game. But we'll not get ahead of ourselves so far. How about the news on the recruiting trail? Bill McDonald, Keenan Norman, Jonathan Sims, and Jacob White all were mightily impressed by this game against Wisconsin, and they all commit. Jacob White, 3-star wide receiver out of Simi Valley, California, a big possession receiver. He commits. That's a big get for Illinois. They need big body receivers. Keenan Norman out of Brookfield, Illinois, the number 2 ranked defensive end in this recruiting class. He commits to Illinois. That is such a huge get for the Illini. Cannot understate how big Keenan Norman is for this team to pick up. Andy Franklin, the number 3 ranked defensive end, he unfortunately commits to TCU, along with Chris Smith and Andrew Bishop, who both go to Kentucky. So Kentucky made a strong splash there to get those guys, but Illinois is happy with Keenan Norman. They got their number 1 guy at that position. As far as defensive tackle, Jonathan Sims out of Hammond, Louisiana. He was a Gem 3-star prospect. He commits to Illinois, adding another weapon at that position. And Bill McDonald, another highly graded, overlooked player, a 3-star out of Hawaii. He's going to be a huge player there at middle linebacker, and he might see some playing time next season as a true freshman potentially. Huge day for Illinois in recruiting, and there's a lot more to come as Illinois hosts a lot of big recruits next week. But now we will turn the page and focus on the final game of the regular season. The Illinois will be hosting Northwestern at home in Champaign. It'll be senior day, the final home game at Memorial Stadium for this highly touted senior class for Illinois. Northwestern, looking at the numbers there, they have really struggled this season. This is a Northwestern team that is 2-8 on the year. The only thing they've really been able to do well is run the ball. And Marcus Daniels, their starting quarterback, Marcus Daniels, who they are very high on over there in Chicago, he is a redshirt sophomore, but he has not fared well this season. He has only thrown for 812 yards, a bad touchdown to interception ratio there. And he has really struggled on the year. Cam Porter, their running back, he's one of their best players. He averages 140 yards on the ground as their passing game has really struggled. So that's really all that Northwestern has been able to get out of their production offensively. The defense hasn't been that good as well. And just looking at their schedule here, they beat Northern Illinois by a touchdown, but a lot of losses there. They did beat Maryland, so they did pick up a Big Ten win. And they haven't gotten blown out too badly in a lot of those games. But safe to say that Northwestern just isn't a team that has fared off well this season. Peter Skoronski is their starting center. He's a senior. He's one of their best players, along with Cam Porter, as I just mentioned. So Northwestern will definitely try to run the ball. But if Illinois gets a big lead in this game or jumps ahead, then Northwestern will certainly be in trouble. I will say to err on the side of caution, as Marcus Daniels, though he has had a very poor season to this point, he played the game of his life last year against Illinois in Chicago, and they almost beat Illinois. It took a game-winning field goal. It took a game-winning field goal for Illinois to beat Northwestern on the road, and you can see his completion percentage is just at 47%, which is very bad. So, kind of surprising to see him struggle the way he looked against Illinois last season, but Marcus Daniels will look to see if he can have another game of his life against these Illini. Of course, it's a rivalry game. Illinois cannot overlook Northwestern. They have played two very close games against Northwestern in this series. Both the past two seasons, Illinois has come down to the wire with this Northwestern team. So I don't think Illinois can afford to overlook Northwestern, and nor should they. I mean, they have a Big Ten championship appearance at stake here, so I don't think Illinois will be overlooking them this time. So I'm sure Coach D will have the guys ready to play. It'll be senior day as well, and a lot of these Illini seniors have been key players in this dynasty up until this point. A lot of sentimental value with this senior class, and those guys will take the field for their final game in Champaign as they look to give their Illini a chance to clinch a spot in the Big Ten championship game in front of their home fans against their rivals, Northwestern. I hope you guys enjoyed this Wisconsin game. We have finally overcame that hurdle, and we are now one win away from going to Indianapolis. It was an entertaining one. Illinois thoroughly dominated one of the best teams in the country, and now the next game up on the docket is Senior Day versus Northwestern. I'll see you guys then.